before. Give me 1 second, guys. My cat is here to say good morning to you. I got to remind myself to speak up. I am adverse to speaking too loud in the morning, as I mentioned before. But hey, if I'm going to do a live stream, the least I can do is be courteous enough to have people hear me. So that's the plan. Just give me a second. I want to bring up the desktop so that I can also read comments if I have any. You never know. I got Jace up and running.
Talk project details without all the email.
In front of me. Apologize for that, guys. Yeah, I try to keep things quiet. I like allowing the natural hush of the morning to take place. Noise will happen soon enough. It's Friday. Trash morning pickup. There'll be garbage truck coming by relatively soon. Cars will be starting up. People will be moving. Runners will be running. Dog walkers will be dog walking. It's going to be a short-ish live stream, as we got torrential downpour all through the night, coming up again through the day. And right now, until 7 a.m., we have tornado warnings. Was a time, just early this year, we took them seriously, but in the back of our minds, back of my mind, I thought, well, what are the odds of it happening here? Well, now I know. As in June, I had a tornado touch down in my backyard and cause a lot of damage. Fortunately, not to my house. Fortunately, not even much to neighbors' houses, but we lost a lot of trees. These were trees that have been in my life since I was a child, living in the house that I grew up in right now. That it's a sad loss to see our trees go for whatever reason. If it was up to me, I would have allowed the remainder of the tree to stay in place, because we never know what's going to spring up. I've seen trees badly damaged, ripped in half, and yet from what was left over, new life sprung forth, and always will in some form or another if we allow it. Gives me hope. Who knows what happens after this? If we have time, maybe I'll read the poem from Rumi, in which he talks about how he was reborn from one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. None of it ever being absent of itself, meaning we're not reborn into spirit. We are spirit. We're not reborn into heaven. We're in heaven. This is what St. Catherine of Siena meant when she said, all the way to heaven is heaven. This is what Jesus meant when he said the kingdom of heaven is within. And yet somehow we forgot that message, or lost it, or never heard it, because we keep looking outwards. We keep looking outwards, and we're never going to find it. Ever. You are never going to find the kingdom of heaven in an afterlife if you have not found the kingdom of heaven here and now. It's the reason why Jesus gave those instructions. There's the reason why he gave the Beatitudes, Sermon of the Mount. If you want to find the kingdom of heaven, this is the life that you live. Are you serving others? Are you offering love? Are you forgiving? Good questions. I try to remind myself of that. As well, I try to remind myself the importance of what I'm reading in the Tao Te Ching. This morning I wrote of some words from the Bhagavad Gita that I always turn to. Bhagavad Gita has been a lifelong companion for me. I can dive in at any moment and I find the exact words. Maybe we'll talk about that in a minute. But now we're talking about the Tao Te Ching. Change your thoughts, change your life. It's a book by Dr. Wayne Dyer. It is his interpretation of the Tao Te Ching with words of encouragement on how we can best express or allow the Tao to be expressed through us. This is verse 71. We got 10 more to go. There's 81 verses in the Tao Te Ching. So we've been doing this for a while, all through the summer. But we'll be done soon. Not sure what we'll do for the 5 a.m. readings after that. We'll find something. If there's something you guys want to dive into, let me know, and we can explore that option. Maybe we can just pick favorite poems that have a spiritual significance to you. Send them to me, mention them. I'll write them down, put them in the big little book of things to remember, and we can read it together and talk about it together. The 71st verse of the Tao Te Ching, very short, as always, very meaningful. Knowing ignorance is strength. Knowing knowledge is sickness. Only when we are sick of our sickness shall we cease to be sick. The sage is not sick, but is sick of sickness. Thus, this is the secret of health. So short, let me read it again. Knowing ignorance is strength. Knowing knowledge is sickness. Only when we are sick of our sickness shall we cease to be sick. The sage is not sick, but is sick of sickness. This is the secret of health. What important words. What very important words. Our friend William is here, and our friend Brian is here. Morning, guys. Appreciate you being here. William Hart has already left. He's on the road. He's a Dharma bum. Dharma Bum is one of my favorite books. I don't know why I forget to mention that when people say like your favorite books, top 5 favorite books. They're Dharma Bums. On the road defining Dharma. Remember, Dharma is translated from Sanskrit as purpose, life purpose, as well as teachings. The Buddha offered Dharma, his teachings. Brian Lane says purpose, exactly. And our friend William, a Dharma bum, is someone who is on the road to exploring their own Dharma, their own purpose, their own position, at least for right now in life. What is it? What can William find on the road? I'll tell you one thing he's going to find. He's going to find himself, whatever that is. As long as you ask yourself that most important question, who am I? We got someone who shows up virtually every day, and he'll ask the question, who is this chump? Who is this clown? Meaning me. And here's the realization that I had when he asked that this person is a reflection of myself, unrecognized, that is here for me to forgive and to offer love. And when I can do that, they'll no longer show up. And when he asked, who is this person, meaning me, I am an aspect of himself, unrecognized, projected outwards, that he needs to learn to love and forgive. And when he does, I'll no longer show up in his life. We'll be healed together. It's offering me this opportunity to be healed. Let's see. Ashish, am I saying that right? I apologize if I'm not. Saying, where are you from, sir? I am from the United States. So let's dive back in real quick to verse 71. Knowing ignorance is strength. Ignoring knowledge is sickness. That could be, this is from the Tao Te Ching, it could be straight out of yogic psychology, where they talk about the 5 afflictions of the mind. Ashish says, I am from Seattle, sir. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, my friend. Appreciate you being here. Brian says, wish you a blessed time, William. Only when we recognize our own attachments, our own aversions, our own fear, our own projections that cause us how we perceive the world, can we be healed. And we're ignorant of all that. So only when we're sick of our own ignorance and we dive within to recognize that, will we end up being sick of being sick. And thus, we become whole, we become healthy, we become healed. Which is also can be taken, wisdom of the Tao Te Ching is also the wisdom of yoga psychology, of Buddhist psychology, as well as A Course in Miracles, where they tell us, go within and discover the fear that we are projecting outwards. Forgive the cause, not the effects. Forgive the cause, and the effects begin to disappear. In other words, we become so sick of living in a sick world, of projecting a sick world, that we turn inwards to heal ourselves, and thus we heal the world. One mind at a time, because ultimately, there's only one mind. There is the universal mind. There's the mind of God. There's the mind of life itself. Brian says if he's from Seattle, maybe he knows Noble Scrolling Channel. That could be. Hey, we have a good friend, Noble Scrolling Traveler, who is in Seattle. He's a great guy. Lots of fun to hang out with. I hope you have an opportunity to check him out. We have a couple friends in Seattle. So this has quickly become one of my favorite interpretations of the Tao Te Ching. It is from Wayne Dyer, Dr. Wayne Dyer. Change your thoughts, change your life. I bought this book in 2007 and kept putting it off. It fell to the bottom of my soon-to-be read piles, to the I don't know if I'm ever going to get around to reading it pile. But here it is. It found me at the perfect time all these years. And I've been reading it through the summer, 1 verse a day, 10 more verses to go. I promised you guys that I was going to read a Rumi poem. Rumi is the great Persian Sufi poet, I believe 12th century. Rumi is also the name of our friend Optimob's dog, who sadly is no longer with them. However, happily, they now have Bax, the Wonder Dog. So I was alluding to this morning. I love this. I love every poem by Rumi. But here it goes. I died as a mineral and became a plant. I died as plant and rose to animal. I died as animal and I was human. Why should I fear? When was I less by dying? Yet once more I shall die human, to soar with angels blessed above. And when I sacrifice my angel soul, I shall become what no mind ever conceived. As a human, I will die once more. Reborn, I will with the angels soar. And when I let my angel body go, I shall be more than mortal mind can know. Man, how beautiful is that? Remind me to read that again later in the live stream. Let's see. William says, thank you. I got a second now. So William is heading east right now. Who knows where he's going to end up tonight? Hopefully someplace comfortable. Someplace safe, somewhere comfortable. And hopefully he will keep heading into new opportunities. William was in the middle of driving. We're going to do our friend Walking with Goldie is here. Goldie says, hi there, lovely people. I love lovely Goldie. It's going to be a shorter morning live stream because I'm having a brief break in the weather. We've had torrential downpour, flooding, not too far in the area. I'm always in a safe spot from flooding. But we have some places that flood very badly. And there's a tornado warning until 7 a.m. here. But I want to get out for my walk. So we're going to take a chance. But we're going to walk really fast. And it'll be a shorter walk. Usually I go for 2 to 3 miles first thing in the morning. Probably just about 1.5 miles this morning. It is nice to see all my friends so early. So as mentioned before, in 10 more days, we're going to be finished with the Tao Te Ching. And I'm not sure exactly what we're going to read next. But um, if you guys have a spiritual passage or a poem that is meaningful for you that you guys want to explore together, send it to me and I'll read it out loud on a live stream and we'll talk about it. Could be from whatever source of wisdom you find. Whatever. Let's see. Brian says, hello to Goldie. Goldie says, hi to everyone. Says, is it going to be a run? If I see a tornado, it is going to be a run. It is going to be a very, very fast run. It's going to be a sprint. As I mentioned before, I never used to be overly concerned with tornadoes. They've happened in the vicinity, but never in my immediate area. In the back of your mind, you always think, well, it's not going to happen here. And then in June, it happened here. And we lost a number of trees. It happened right in my backyard. How it missed my house, because directly in my backyard, a tree was broken in half, all through my little immediate neighborhood. So now when they say, tornado warning, tornado watch, I don't take that for granted. I don't shrug it off. However, I'm still going to walk. Goldie says, Eric McCarty, don't tempt me. I'm almost always tempting Goldie. So, talk for about 2 or 3 more minutes. Brian's up really early. Man, it's 5:30 here. I think Brian is an hour behind me, so it's 4:30 for Brian. For William, man, he's on the road already driving, and I think it's probably 4:30, maybe 3:30 for William as well. And Goldie is in the future. It's already afternoon for Goldie. She's already at work. Brian says, maybe you'll see some deer. I'm always hopeful. I'd like to see some deer. I always want to see my foxes. So maybe they'll take a break. Goldie says, if I come up with a suggestion, you'll have a year's worth of material. But you know what? You never let me down. You know, you and I have different views and we have different interpretations. That's what makes it so much fun. And it's what makes it so meaningful too. Because I get to see I know Goldie will bring us wisdom from the Bible in ways that I've been unable to see. That's important. You know, we've had some people show up on some of the live streams who only want to debate. Here's my opinion, here's my opinion, here's my opinion, and they will not be budged, which is fine. However, here's what you'll note with Goldie. I don't have any conversation in order to sway Goldie, because I know I can't. It's not that she is dogmatic about her belief. She has a heart of faith. There's no reason for it to be swayed. I don't try. But she's never told me, Eric McCarty, you're wrong for believing what you're wrong. When you're centered in your faith, you don't need to make anyone else wrong. And she's never attempted. That's why she's one of my most treasured and cherished friends. But we have other people who are so attached to their opinion. There's a difference between faith and attachment. Brian Lane says, Eric, doing my nasal breathing now with mouth tape. Awesome. For a long time, I did maybe a year mouth tape to make sure that I was breathing through my nose. It's 4:17. Yep, we're an hour difference. So I'd love to see what Goldie offers, as well as each and every one of you. And that would be fun to do. I can, alternate whatever and each person offers. We got 10 more readings from the Tao Te Ching, and then it's on to something new. So once again, a couple things before we go. William Hart is on the road. He's heading east. Who knows where he's going to end up? He's a vagabond, a traveler, a Dharma bum. I love that expression, Dharma bum. Let's wish him safe travels. Our friend Jace is here. Good morning, Jace. Jace, good luck with your plumbing issues today. If anyone has some extra time, Optimob is getting so close to getting that first monetization, and no one is more deserving than our friend Timo, Sabine, and Bax. If we can get Optimob monetized, that means we're going to be able to keep Bax in gourmet dog food for the rest of his life. So if you got any time to lend some watch hours, you can put Optimob up on the live stream or his playlist and just let it play through. Goldie says, a traveler forging his own path. Beautifully said. That's our friend William. That is our friend William. I wrote about Krishna's counsel to Arjunan this morning. It's on posted on my community page. Krishna told Arjunan in the Bhagavad Gita, you have the right to your actions, but not the fruit of your actions. Meaning you have the right to your efforts, but not the fruit of your efforts, not to the results of your effort. I keep that in mind for my own YouTube channel. I only have the right for what I do, not for the actions, not who comes and watches, not who leaves a comment, not who likes and subscribes. It's out of my hands. I can drive myself crazy. How come I'm not getting the viewers I want? How come this isn't happening? How come that isn't happening? I'll tell you why, because it's not my concern. My concern is only what I see, what I film, what I post, and then it's in the hands of God. I surrender it. William has the right to his driving, to his journey, but not the results of his journey. That lies in the hands of God, and it will be revealed to William when it will be revealed to William, and not a moment sooner. William has the right to his travels, but not the destination. The destination is the hands of God. So, my friend, travel with God. Go with God. You are blessed by God. It's always a journey of self-discovery. Jace says, Timo is a lot closer than you realize. It will be this week. The update will show us. I know he mentioned yesterday or the day before that he had less than 1,000 to go, and I've had him up and running. I know Jace has had it up and running. We've asked people. I know that Vampire Princess has had him up and running. So, hey, and who knows who else. So, yeah, Jace, absolutely, my friend. This week, I'm hoping by Monday, if not sooner. What a great way to start the week. Monday morning, you wake up and you have this beautiful gift. Goldie says, I say amen to that, Jace. Well, Jace has had him up 24 hours a day this week. Absolutely awesome. So they will get there, and it's well deserved. At the same time, having Optimob up and running, I've had Jace up and running. And I alternate. I go with Ivy. I go with Amy McFarlane because she asked for some watch hours. As well as, who else? Quite a few people. They go in and out. If someone pops up and I think I need to give them watch hours, I always think if someone pops up, sorry, saying hi to my cat again. If someone pops up, they're asking for watch hours, even if they don't say, I need some watch hours. I figure they pop up for a reason. So I'm going to head out for my walk, guys. I want to make sure I don't get caught up in a tornado. They're not pleasant. When that one touched down in my backyard, it literally felt like a freight train hit the house. Everything shook, a loud roar. I heard the tree snapping, and I thought, man, I probably should have went down to my basement. However, have you guys ever tried to pick up two frightened cats in your hands and take them to a basement? It is almost impossible. So I figured, you know what? If I can't take my cats, I'm going to stay with my cats. I got to keep them company. We're going to face the storm together. That's a good thing about a dog. A dog will stay with you. I can take a dog downstairs. But you know what? We can't ever desert our animal companions, our friends. Goldie says, but it's still playing at home on the tablet. Goldie says, Eric McCarty, did you see my suggestions? Oh, I'm sorry I didn't, but here we're going up. Goldie says, oddly enough, I'm curious about the Quran and parallels between the Quran and the Bible. Shocked, right? It's surprising. I don't know if I'm shocked, because you have a very curious mind. And again, you've never been closed-minded. And you're looking for, as you said, the parallels, similarity. And it comes from the same source, but a different filter. Remember, the Quran is Abrahamic. So, Judaism, Islam, and Christianity are all from the God of Abraham. So, there's going to be those parallels. Yeah, hey, let's dive in. Let's see what we can find. I am not a student of the Quran. I've read through it. I've liked some things. We have some people here who show up who are, so they can help us. Let's explore the similarities as well as the differences and why they might be different, why they might be interpreted different. Excellent suggestion, Goldie. Brian says, have a great day, Eric. You too, Brian. Jay says, bless Brian. By the way, Brian, he's on the list. He is so close to getting 1K. Let me bring up his number real quick. And then we're going to work in the watch hours. Brian deserves to be monetized because he's Brian. Because he's a good guy with a beautiful message. He's at 872. So that could happen really soon. And then we got Jacob. There is no better person than Jacob, my friends. Goldie says, yes, I'm curious. I never read it, so I admit to ignorance. We'll explore it together. Awesome. I should have a copy somewhere. It's been a while since I looked through it. See if I can find mine. If not, I'll order a new one, and we can always look it up online. William says, call on Messenger. If you want to talk later today, let me know when you have time, when you take a break. Jay says, Jacob hit 300 subs yesterday. I saw that. I think when I checked, he was 302. Absolutely awesome. Jace is always working for his friends. And you know what? I've never seen anyone who isn't Jace's friend. Jacob is a human after my own heart. He welcomes everyone. Goldie says, Eric McCarty or me? What do you mean, Goldie? Or you get a copy of the Quran? It's definitely worth having a copy of. I'm excited about that prospect. And we could do different verses from different traditions. Anything that is meaningful for you. Hey, and Jace has mentioned to us that he says Goldie says Zopa was asking about to call. Definitely. Always. Man, you know what? Nothing puts a smile on my face quicker than realizing that I am getting a call from Romania. from Transylvania. It's just I had a friend. Sadly, she passed away in 2015. She actually was Swiss, but she was living in Rome, and she would call on my birthday, sometimes on Christmas. She was a dear friend. I met in the early days of the internet. Never met in person, but she was definitely a soul family. Whenever you getting a call from around the country just shows us how connected we are anywhere around the world. Who knows where William's going to be when I get an opportunity to talk to him? Another state. Goldie calling from Transylvania. I talked to T in Great Britain, in England. I get calls from Mr. Poopinator. I believe he's in New York City. All right, guys. I'm going to head out, take my walk. I'm going to see everyone later. I appreciate you guys spending some time. And, I was mentioning Jace. Let me finish with this. Jace has mentioned that he doesn't really read or meditate spiritual texts. And honestly, he doesn't have to. No one has to. But Jace is tapped in. He's tapped into his source. And it shows. It's so evident. So instead of offering up a spiritual passage or poem or text that he finds meaningful, Jace, share one of your own. And I'll read it. You can send it to me on Facebook. And I'll read it. And we'll talk that. We'll talk about that. That's going to start in about 10 more days, guys. We'll get through the Tao Te Ching. And then it is on to the Quran. It is on to spiritual poems and passages. Whatever is spiritual for you. And maybe our own insights. And we'll explore that. Jace says, see something plentiful today. Thank you, my friend. I co-created with Jace yesterday morning. He planted the seed of intention and it showed up in my life. And we saw the awesome, awesome white egret being confronted with a snapping turtle. It was awesome. If you watch the original video, which is in my video, not in my shorts, you'll see the whole thing where you see on the left-hand side something moving in the water. It looks like it's a rock, and then it starts moving, and then it reaches that land bridge and it climbs up, and you see this huge snapping turtle just strolling by, never minding anything in the world, as turtles do. Turtles being one of the most spiritual creatures ever. They're stoic, patient. Let's see. Anti-Greeks says, I'm planning to start a water fast. How long can I go without food? I want to lose weight mainly. 65 kilograms. Be careful. Look online. Get as much information as possible. Honestly, I mean, I know people who've done 72-hour water fast. And you can do that, but do it under supervision, close supervision. At least having someone monitor your how you're doing. Stay hydrated. Stay, as Goldie has mentioned before, make sure that you keep your electrolyte levels balanced. I would start with Paul Blart acted did 41 days. William James. Kevin James. William James is a psychologist. I would start short. Do a 24-hour fast. And then settle in, see how you feel, and then you can try a 48-hour fast. I'll be honest with you, I don't know if there's any reason to go beyond 72 once a month. Because it's never about doing a fast. If you really need to lose weight, you want it sustainable. Do you want to keep fat? Do you want to lose weight only to gain it back? You want to lose weight sensibly and permanently. And to do that, what we need to do is never ever concentrate your effort on the effects. And every diet is just addressing the effect. You got to go within and discover the cause. Why are we this way? Why are we eating this way? Why are we not taking care of our health? So use the effects, use the diet, but go within and explore the reasons why this is occurring. Timo's in the house. Optimob says to give a like. I appreciate that, for stopping in. We've been talking about you, Optimob. We're talking about your watch hours. Everyone's pitching in, my friend. Jace had you 24/7. Optimob says can't work without giving Eric a like. I really appreciate that, my friend. And we know when Timo says work, he's putting in detail, skillful editing, producing something beautiful that he's going to share with us. So we are about 900 hours away. Remember, YouTube withholds 4 to 5 days. So we don't know how many hours are in those 4 to 5 days. Probably at least 100, 200 hours. Jay says anti-Greek exercise will also aid your weight loss, which is true. And you know what? You can't exercise as efficiently if you're starving, if you're on an extended fast. So make sure you do shorter fasts, even intermittent fasting. Fast for 20 hours a day. And then you have a 4-hour eating. I know you want to dive in, my friend. Hey, Jace, if you start his workouts from, 15 weeks ago, I think now, he has a very gentle approach, but it increases. It gets harder each day. Little by little by little. He will take you all the way to the finish line, my friend. Gordy says, I'm fasting every Wednesday for 24 hours for over 2 years now. My first I lost 15K. That's the way to do it. It's sustainable. And also, Goldie's fasting for very spiritual reasons as well. Jay says, Timo, I'm thinking when it updates, 300-ish. 300-ish hours. Jace thinks by the end of the week. We're on Friday. So we're going to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, see where we are on Monday. Let's start the week. Next week with something big. Hey, we're talking about manifesting. Let's manifest something big for our friend Timo and Sabine and Bax. Goldie says, I'm doing it for religious reasons, hence I'm not watching my diet. And yet she lost 15K. So, imagine if you're watching what you eat, where you can go. Optimop says, Jace, your videos are running too. Anti-Greek says, spices and coffee are registic. Yeah, they are. I'm very careful in my spices. I use turmeric and black pepper, and that's about all. As well, man, I have that 1 cup of coffee a day. But then I do my best to say Cevic. I do my best. Fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, lentils, grains, oatmeal. So hey, if you follow a mostly Cevic diet, fasting lightly, I think you're on the right path, my friend. Rowan says, break again, waiting for oil place to open. You need an oil change. Smart move. Rowan says, they say you experience profound clarity around day 5. I would imagine so. Jace says, see you soon, Timo. Optimum has to go. I got to go too. I'm hearing the wind pick up. I got a break. We're going to see how long I can get out there for. Hopefully at least 1.5 miles. Hey, Anti-Greek. If you get a chance, stop and keep us updated as you go. We're here to support you. However you decide to do it, we're here to support you. Speed says, Jace, I got you on my iPad running the second round. Hope it will help. It will definitely help. I'd love that we're all in this together. Guys, that's how I got my watch hours. That's how I got there. Through my friends, through the community. That's how we're going to get you guys there. Rome says, for the call, anyone can. So you're saying anyone can talk too. Oh, anything to break up the drive, but going in and out. So if William doesn't answer, it is because he is napping. So as he's saying, guys, give him a call. He's on the road driving. You can provide him with some friendship and conversation and support. Jace says, Sabine, your kindness helps. It fills me with love, and outwards it keeps going. Sabine says, yep, we're here to help each other. That's what friends do. Absolutely. Cody says, I'll call as soon as Eric McCarty ends his live. And I'm ending it now. You guys have a good conversation. Keep me posted how everything goes. I'm going to see y'all later. Wish me luck. I really want to avoid a tornado. Thanks, guys. Take care.